I've been waiting for a new video from this beautiful woman right here, this amazing woman. I know not many people like her, but she talks about some things that if you really don't know what the fuck she's talking about and only concentrate on the negative, you'll only understand half of the context, which means that you're fucking stupid and you really can't think out of the box. Unfortunately, that's how it works for some people, but you know, we can't all be smart. It is like nowadays it feels like being smart is more of a blessing and then a punishment because you see other smooth-brained idiots running around and you think, fuck man, like really? Which is crazy. But yeah, I've been wanting to watch the new Shoe0nHead. Is this the average male fantasy video? And as always, I will be uploading this on YouTube as well because I just love Shoe0nHead. Shoe0nHead's takes on certain things. Like I said, I've always said you can agree. Two things can happen at the same time, and you can agree on one thing and still like that's okay. And you can disagree on another thing and still support a person. Like I really don't see an issue with like agreeing and disagreeing with someone. Just because they have a take that you don't like doesn't mean you have to immediately start like holding pitchforks and torches, you know? That to me, that's the most idiotic thing you can do. I have certain friends that don't like align with my belief and they're still my great friends. I'm not gonna like demonize them and be like, nah man, you're the worst. Like you think like this. I'm like, no, that's okay. Those are your beliefs. You stick to them. And if you're right at the end of the day, like if the world ends and you were right, you were right. If not, then nothing's gonna happen. Literally nothing's gonna happen. I'm not gonna get stabbed. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna get hurt just because you believe something is different or because you have a different point of view. To think or start acting like, oh, I'm not gonna be your friend because you think like this is hella idiotic. Okay? It's hella retarded. Please have more brain. And she, like I said, I have certain takes that I like from her, certain takes that I don't agree with, mostly because I have my own different points of view, but her videos are for like entertainment purposes, obviously. So yeah, we're gonna be watching Shoe0nHead. Miss Shoe0nHead. Let's see.
Men.
Yes.
What do they want? Money?
What do you want? Saints, men, what do you want? Me? Right now, I want a pizza.
Status? Fast, expensive cars?
No, I don't need that.
What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it fame?
No.
Fortune?
No.
3 hot chicks at once? Hell yeah, brother.
No, not for me.
According to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple.
I want ice cream. Exactly, we men are simple creatures. We're simple. Love. I've seen this shit. This shit had been trending on Twitter for a while because some stupid idiotic bitch literally said something like, oh, you want a woman who can't like provide for herself, who's codependent on you and only dependent on you? I'm like, God forbid you fall in love with someone just because they have a discapacity. God forbid, bro. God forbid someone falls in love with me because I'm missing my fucking thumb. Literally, God forbid. Or a furry, either works. Okay, Saints, I see your inner thoughts are now manifesting. Me, I'm a simple man. I just want never-ending pizza. That's all I want. But yeah, I saw this shit. It was the most ridiculous discussion.
This is literally just a fetish.
Yeah.
I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things.
Wow.
As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post.
Yep, saw it too.
A montage from the anime Josie the Tiger.
It is a great
and the Fish,
anime.
A movie
I saw it
about
too.
a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men
It's a
were
beautiful
posting
anime.
in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this.
Of course.
Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair?
No. This is what happens when you only look at shit at face value and you don't understand what the fuck people are talking about. Now, I'm not gonna deny there might have been some weird fucks and some creeps in the comments maybe saying, yeah, I want a paraplegic woman. Yeah. But It's not about the fucking wheelchair. It's not about the fact that she can't use her legs. That's like what they want. It's the fact that they're fantasizing about a relationship, one that builds over time, becomes this sweet thing. Of course, in the anime, it's not easy, of course, but it's what they want, right? It's what every single person who yearns for a relationship wants. Now, why I love her videos? Because I'm a psychologist, and her shit touches upon behavior and all those type of things. And this is my bread and butter, Saints. This is my bread and butter. I know for a fact and very well that the shit I can say and like do like put like contribute to this video, my take, is because I can understand what she's saying. I can comprehend it. And I can see things ways other people might not be able to see. That's why I like her videos. Because they touch upon a lot of behavioral aspects of people. The day became a god is like this to the extreme, and it hurts so much, bro. Okay.
Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right?
Oh
also
God.
Just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war.
Yep.
Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean-shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me.
The sponsor.
Let's quickly get into today's sponsor.
Yeah, I figured. Before we get into the sponsor, it's just like it's crazy how you can make a war out of something so simple. It's like really, you just have to look so deep into something, like so deep, to find the most minuscule of fucking triggers for you, so you can go ahead and type the most foul shit just because you had to dissect to a subatomical level every single word they typed. That speaks for a fact that you are pathetic. You're living a pathetic life, bro. I saw the post. Kitsu saw the post. She commented on it. I held my tongue because I knew that if I commented on it, it would be the most scathing shit I could maybe imagine in my head. And I was like, I don't want attention just because of a stupid post. Some butthurt bitch probably just decided to like hate and rage bait on. I was like, no. I'm better than that. No. But I just started reading the comments and tweets, and I said, I'm just going to observe and let people show me how idiotic they can be. It's for the best.
Instant shaving. You ever just accept that some products are just garbage?
Yes.
Like, for years, I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman.
I don't have that issue.
We just accepted that. That's just how it is.
And I don't wear tights.
But
just
that shouldn't be
FYI.
how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think, that's just the way it is.
It's never happened to me. I'm very careful when shaving.
Thanks to Henson Shaving.
I'm very vain.
Shaving is on a mission to improve
So like, I don't want to hurt my skin,
with
my face.
No gimmicky subscriptions or moisturizing strips, but with real innovation and a focus on your skin's health. What really sets Henson apart is their engineering, with their Henson AL13 safety razor being manufactured in an aerospace machine shop that built parts for the International Space Station. This precision allows the blade to extend just 1/1000th of an inch beyond the shave plane, less than the thickness of a human hair. The razor prevents any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave every time. And here's the best part. Once you invest in a Henson razor, it's a lifetime purchase. The only thing you'll need to replace are the blades, which literally cost only 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll be spending like $3 to $5 on blades, compared to the ongoing cost of buying expensive plastic cartridges. Henson's store offers a variety of colors and even a titanium version.
So they're selling
the razor that best fits your style.
The base,
if you're tired of razor burn
not the razors,
and overpaying for blades,
as such.
now is the perfect time to make the switch. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and the 100 blades to your car, and then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the...
Yeah, I can see that. They're literally just selling the stick, the razor base. Yeah. Okay. I see. Okay, they sell it in packs too, so okay. I mean, it's not a bad deal. If anything, if this is what I like, as good as like it's being advertised, I'm interested because I have very sensitive skin. Like my face is very sensitive, so I need to have like 2 types of soaps, or else I get like these weird pimples. I hate that shit, and I need like a special blade when like shaving, because I get easily irritated. So this thing looks really nice. If anyone is interested, I mean,
free with your purchase. Your skin, your wallet, and your environment will thank you. Big thanks to Henson Razor for sponsoring this video.
The fun fact,
you, the viewer, for not skipping the
my
ad.
facial hair is
you didn't
shitty.
Skip the ad, right?
Nope.
Now,
no, ma'am. I did not skip the ad. We did not.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably the most tourist of all the tourists.
At least she admits it.
Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
It is. It always is.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix. Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption.
You watched Beastars?
Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because of this clip going viral,
she watches VTubers.
I watched Josie the Tiger and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried
I know, Saints.
a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by
I cried too.
It the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way?
Because of
there were thousands of people angry at this post.
Because they saw the image and they immediately assumed that the average male fantasy was having a person, man, woman, whatever, dog, whatever, be dependent to the fullest on that person. That's literally what it was. They see a movie, a fucking cartoon of a girl that's paraplegic and a guy who's handsome, and they fall in love and blah blah blah, and they automatically assumed that the post meant that they want that. They were fetishizing the fact that she was in a wheelchair and that she was dependent on him for help, and that anyone who says that this is what we want, not the romance, not the relationship, not the beauty and the comfort of the companionship, but the fact that someone's in a wheelchair, because being in a wheelchair means that she has to be cute, and that she will be dependent, and she will be everything you wanted, and she will be kawaii woo and whatever the fuck you want to assume, right? That's what this post was about. And it's so brain dead that it's almost kind of like I can see why they would assume that. But at the same time, like I said, it's so brain dead that you just had to read too much into it. You just had to fill a glass of water with a fucking thermonuclear device. That's literally what you did.
Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control.
See what I mean?
Oh no. They think,
yeah.
God, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There are like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together?
Because they're fucking morons.
Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions?
They have no fucking life.
As someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy, and she's absolutely not portrayed as some vulnerable, woo-woo,
she has
waifu.
A fucking personality.
She's boisterous.
Yep.
She kind of has a foul mouth.
Yep.
She's very sassy and headstrong.
Her personality is fucking strong. Like, I'm not saying like she's like, oh, this girl boss type of character, but she has personality. She has an attitude. Like, it's fucking amazing. I loved her character, and like, it just like I just love her character. I've been in the fanfiction hole for a while, aware. Oh my god, Saints. Oh my god, Saints. You know what's funny? I used to read fanfiction for fucking Harry Potter because I liked the idea that they would pair him with Hermione, which I always, and I will die on this hill, felt was a better pairing for him than Ginny Weasley. That's my belief. I just couldn't help see the parallels between Lily Evans, which is like Harry's mother, and him being James. I just couldn't help it. Even though like she's a red-haired, I can't. I really can't help it. I've also liked the pairings of Miss Fleur Delacour with Harry Potter, so I used to dabble in those. I don't read fanfictions anymore because they're mostly smut, and I get annoyed with pure smut. I like stories that have foundation. If it's gonna have smut, okay, let it have smut. If it's gonna be crassly detailed, let it be crassly detailed. But at least build up to it. Don't be like, I saw her, I fell in love with her, therefore I dropped my pants and she fell in love with my huge giant cock. It's like, bro, this is so annoying to read. Like, there's no plot. It's literally porn. It's annoying.
Wrong. She like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house. She was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams. And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good?
Because it
Have
is.
I been sleeping on anime this
Yes, it's good. The anime is good. Mostly because, like she said, it's a guy who has his shit together, but he learns to live from a different perspective. Like, he learns to see life from a different way, and so does she. She really does learn to see life from a different way. It's like it's not the end of the world. And to her, though, it's kind of pseudo the end of the world. It's not really the end of the world for her. She's just having a hard time adapting. Like, a terrible time adapting. It's like literally anyone who loses her fucking legs is gonna see the world as shit. But she's not like at the end of that tightrope, which it really is pretty.
entire time. His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god. After watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane. But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage
They
out
didn't
of
watch
context,
the movie.
Where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled
Oh my god,
women.
I saw this one.
Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want.
What the fuck,
Got
bro?
it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist. The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away.
Saints, you don't have legs. I can't love you, bro. I'm sorry. I like you. I can't love you because you don't have legs, bro. I'm really sorry for that. Apparently that's me fetishizing the fact that you have stumps on your fucking thighs. I'm really sorry, but you don't deserve love, and I don't deserve to love you.
Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person as their lover? Whoa.
Okay.
Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat?
You're not live streaming, ma'am.
Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it.
Who the hell is normal? Exactly!
I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but, Your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people.
Okay.
No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even
I love that. Shoe, you gorgeous bitch.
abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that fucking guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out.
Yep. Here's the thing. You know why that whole thing started about the majority of men are abusers? You know why? Fun, easy enough. Because the media always portrays the worst shit as the most. They always like throw it in your face. So the worst shit that can happen, they immediately like let it consume the entire media. And it leads you to believe this shit is always happening. Always happening. Like, oh, because this guy did this guy did that, this guy, like, it's always cherry picking the singular, individual, isolated cases, and they bring it to the forefront so you can consume it. So you can immediately consume that media, automatically, like, your brain starts forming an idea like, oh, this is a recurring pattern because I'm seeing so much of this. No, it's not that you're seeing so much of this. Is that the fucking algorithm is pushing it into your face so you can see it repetitively, therefore making you think this is normal. This is something that happens on a daily basis, which is fucking not. If you literally start a new account on anything else, like on Twitter, and you avoid that type of shit, you'll see that it's not really as common as you think. Easy. No, pass on GTA 6. Man, bro, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Well, you're gonna have to see me stream it then. Yeah, bad media gets more... Exactly. It's always a doom and gloom. It's never the good shit. Why? Because the good shit gets forgotten easily. But the bad shit, humans are impressionable. We're fucking impressionable. What makes a bigger impression on us? Always the negative. Why? Because it's the thing we're always going to be aware of, always going to be wary of, and always trying to be like in avoidance of. Like, oh, a car crashed because they went at 40 kilometers per hour. Then you're going to want to avoid driving at 40, aren't you? It's always that type of shit. It's never, oh, the puppy center is like, oh, that's cute, let me share it. And no one fucking cares.
That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like,
where the fuck do they
everyone!
Get these statistics?
Rape! Where is that coming from?
Pull it out
so
your
close.
Fucking ass.
This is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck.
Trabajo
okay,
remoto,
fucking ads.
Buen salario y un trabajo que te gusta y
I
tiempo
love
para
Shoe.
ti. Hola, soy Lalo Octavio.
Here's the thing. I love her takes on certain things because she actually reads the comments, the media, the messages. When I mean reads, I don't mean like, but this is literally just a perverted fantasy, Lamau. I don't mean just that. I mean, she reads and analyzes what's being said, and she can actually bring forefront the interpretation of what they're writing. Many people just read and it's like, oh yeah, she's just saying he's perverted because of this, that. No, it's like, you're really getting this out of fucking nowhere just because of this. It's like, she deconstructs so well everything that I just can't help but admire. There are people who do this, and I know it's recorded. I know she could have done like 1,000 takes to get this right, but there are people who do 3,000 takes and they don't get it right. So I like her content for the fact that she actually, while it might be like practiced to deliver it, it's practiced and delivered very well compared to other people who do this type of stuff.
But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert.
See?
Literally seeing a cute montage
this is
of
what
a
I
male
mean.
and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people
That's what I mean with her
okay?
deconstructing.
Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf
Oh, yeah.
Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you...
Funny enough, when I was studying psychology, most of the men got their shit from porn. Yes. Most of the women got their shit from smut novels. Yes. Yes, that is a thing. Now, I'm not saying only men watch porn because that's fucking stupid. That's ridiculous. Everyone consumes pornography in some way or shape, even if it's subconsciously. But yes, that is true. Most of the smut novels that are written towards female audiences are hella more hardcore than what is written towards men. I have read half of those smut. I had a friend who was obsessed with a little bit of smut, right? And I decided to read smut because I was like, I want to see like what she likes and maybe we can talk about it. So I read her the book and I just thought, what in the blue fuck is this? Like, this is some hardcore bondage kinky male dom shit. Like, I had never seen this type of literary pieces. Like, she fucks the cab driver just because she doesn't have enough change. And she does so with lots of gusto. That's insane to me. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, it's amazing.
You read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush.
See?
Or so I've been told.
Okay.
This is literally just
stop.
a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish.
There certainly is.
I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe.
Oh my God,
But the majority of people, probably most, if not
I've
all
been
the
there
people
too.
responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy?
Companionship.
The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved.
Yep.
But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love.
Honestly, yes. So that whole thing where people, when I've had discussions about it with my fellow friends who have graduated as well. They've always it's always been that whole thing, like, why is it like the instinct to be like provider and protector? Why? Because it makes you feel useful. It makes you feel like you're contributing, like you're actually doing something of worth, like you're actually putting your own weight into the relationship. It's not because you want to be seen as the ultimate totalitarian or the sole provider, or like you want them to depend on the fact that you're doing everything. It's not that. It's the fact that you want to prove, you want to show that you can actually carry your own weight in a relationship. It's mostly that. Now, there are some people, obviously, who distill and they twist that sense and way to do it. And I'm not saying there isn't. There are people. But the general way of looking at it is, I want to do this because I want to feel good providing. Because I want, if my future partner sees that I can do this, that she knows I'm dependable. I'm a great choice among the sea of other options she obviously has. That's what we want. To be seen as like, oh, you're a great choice. Obviously, you're never going to be a perfect choice. The best is always around the corner. But you want to be the best and the best and the best and the best until you reach that corner and you knock out that best is what you want to do. Let's just chill and watch anime and play games all day. Bro, that's what I want to do.
Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way. Trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist.
What the fuck?
The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security.
That's so cap. My ex-girlfriend was very chubby. So chubby, she had issues with that. And I didn't care. To me, she was the most beautiful creature I had ever seen. Like, it's not fat. Bro, we are all entitled to our own preferences. We are all very entitled to our own preferences. Just because I look like this and I want someone to share my physique, there's nothing wrong with that. There's wrong when you start like demeaning someone because of their appearance, but you wanting someone to match with you or like be on the same mindset of you, like there's nothing wrong with that at all. There are ways to say it. Of course, there are ways to say it, but there's also ways of doing it. You don't demean someone because of it.
Security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child.
Oh my god.
More proof that men are
I hate that thing.
That's a little girl.
I
This is
hate
weird.
that.
So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy.
Yep.
The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may
Yes.
be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled
We
in
are.
their own special way?
Yeah,
At least
we
the ones
are.
in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is
We are,
taking
yeah.
advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an
Ooh.
11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that.
Wow, okay? Wow. Wow. Literally wow. So clearly me and Shu, like I said, I am aware of what she's talking about because I've seen the tweet, and half of the shit she's saying is half of the shit I already thought of. I already said to myself mentally. And half of the shit I've talked to my sister, because my sister's like my I unload all my fucking opinions and knowledge on her, and she actually like kind of shares the same point of view, because we hate idiotic people. That's what we hate. Me and her, she's very prideful in her like ability to adapt to like any issue. In terms of intelligence wise, I'm very prideful in my intelligence, and I'm able to like retain information, and I'm able to like expand upon it and deconstruct it. Like, we're both very smart people. I'll fight for the fact that she is just like 3% smarter than me. Of course I will admit that easily, because there are instances where she makes me feel like a fucking idiot. And yeah, but when it comes to like the infantilization of people, not women, just people in general, if you look younger than someone, obviously people are immediately gonna go towards the whole like she's a minor. It's like, bro, I am 25. I don't look 25. I look like I'm still in my teens, bro. I don't look like I'm in my like mid 20s. I look younger, and I've had girls avoid me because of that. There's nothing wrong with that. Literally, there's nothing wrong with that. And there are people who literally will see it, and they apply the whole to see is to believe. If you see that person looks younger, you believe that person is younger. And honestly, that's more of a you problem than a them problem. It really is.
She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how like when anime women
I'm a man.
have
Where's my
huge
muscles?
boobs,
But I'm actually
it's disgusting, Coomer
Yeah.
brain or whatever. But if the anime woman
Actually
has small
stick thin,
boobs, she's
imagine.
a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also,
Yes.
you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested,
Yes.
right? Like, that actually exists
When
in real
common
life.
sense
Like,
dies.
adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe0nHead channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and a loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime girl who looks and speaks like a toddler.
Bro,
also
come
notice
on.
how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Yeah.
She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying
Nice,
side by
Shu.
side, she's like
She's
a
short.
full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old, and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan.
Poo Poo
But
Pee Pee
this
Chan.
does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the Insta baddies, the e-thots, the e-girls,
I
the muscle mommies,
detest
the
that.
boss babes.
I detest that type of trend. I've seen that shit in my city. Like, American media bleeds into my city easily, as well as like Korean media. I've seen that shit. It annoys the fuck out of me, because they immediately employ the don't get in my shot, don't get in my way. Like, oh, you can't approach me. I just look at them and I'm thinking, okay, you say you're aesthetic. Your fucking face screams Azteca. Don't go, get off your fucking high horse, okay? You're not some foreigner who lucked out on jeans. No, you're not. Anything you see and consume, you're not that guy. Literally, you're not that guy, bro. You're not that guy. I would be caught dead. I would not be caught dead flexing, taking Insta pictures of me after exercising and after doing all my routines and just flexing my big arms. Like, Anyone who's in my community knows I'm very well built. I would never do that in the gym, in public. Like, that shit is cringe as fuck. It's okay to be confident in your body, but bro, just stop shoving it in people's faces. It becomes annoying.
Babes. The boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot
I'll give that
now,
one a pass.
Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10/10s all day, as if that wouldn't make you go insane.
Yeah.
As if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die.
Yep.
That's how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass.
This is what I
You really
mean.
don't
See?
know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster, and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are
That's
full
not
of
true.
hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed.
Some of them have been depressed,
than they've
yeah.
ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime.
Anime.
I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks
That's
of
a
our periods so he can take care
big-
of us. I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then
I
they
will
beat
not
their
speak on
wife
that
when
one.
dinner isn't ready, or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you, but there are in fact
Yeah.
good men out there.
Half of these comments are things that have happened to them. They've thought about, like they've meditated a lot about. You don't write a comment like this without having some type of experience in it, or having consumed a lot of that type of media to the point that it's warped your brain. I consume a lot. Since becoming a VTuber, I've been forced to see on my feed lots of other female VTubers posting VTuber versus body, VTuber doing this, like my model has nipples, like like I've been forced to consume all that shit, right? And I'm just scrolling, looking for the next update or like any art for my favorite gacha games. I don't even care about other VTubers, bro. Like I couldn't give a fuck. I'm just there to like be on point and like on track with what's happening in my sphere. And then when I see a cool model, I like the post. I'm like, oh, this is a nice model. But then there are like the Coomer complete gooner like posts and all that, and I'm like, that's fine. We all have like we are all able and entitled to post whatever we want. But just because I consume like a shit ton of that type of media by scrolling doesn't mean I'm automatically gonna assume like, oh, all these girl VTubers are these fucking lewd, degenerate people, when it's not really the case. That is not true. You have some common sense. Like literally, common sense is free. The fact that you throw it away it hurts my brain.
I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the Shoe0nHead audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting.
Bruh.
When men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent.
Bruh.
You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman.
What the fuck, bro? To even assume the fact that that's even a fantasy. Like, I'm not saying the world is like this happy duty place that like there's not degenerates, but like, why individualize and generalize an entire gender, an entire sex? Like, why do that? It's like me saying then that all women are complete baby mamas and that their only purpose is to drain a man of their money. I had an experience like that. My ex drained me of my money. She left me in crippling debt. She left me in so much debt, bro. I wanted to fucking like, you know what I mean, right? Like, it was so much debt. The things I did, But guess what? That doesn't mean every other being with a vagina is the same, right? No, that does not mean that. It really does not. So I wonder why like generalize an entire like this unless you have terrible and awful experiences to the point that you just can't see the good in the world at all. It's just mostly the case, right? It's mostly the case.
I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Yeah, for some.
Yes, it is. Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So here's the thing, that misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men.
Half of that shit is written by women.
Written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman.
Oh, bro, you look so fucking stupid now, don't you? Half of the shit is written and drawn by women. I just assume everyone is a dick till otherwise known different. I mean, we can all live our own world, however we want. There really is no one stopping us from living however we want. Me, I'll try to believe that everyone is at least, at best, polite. If I see you're being impolite, then that just means I know you're a fucking dick. I just know you are. If you can't say a basic good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or thank you, that just means you're fucking garbage. It takes nothing to say a thank you or a sorry. If you can't say something as basic as that, you're garbage. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. If you trip on someone and you don't apologize because you really weren't looking, and you just start facing blame and like pointing, you're garbage. You really are garbage, because at the end of the day, it takes nothing to apologize. It really doesn't.
A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws.
Oh yeah, it goes both ways.
Literally sweeping you off your feet.
It goes
and
both ways.
carrying you around on adventures.
It goes both ways, because just like there are men who just like, the post is clearly they just want love. They clearly just want love. But if you flip it around, if you actually flip it around and you try to deconstruct it in the inverted way, and if a woman had posted this, then the main idea is that, well, a disabled woman wants a man who will be there for like, no matter what, that will always support her, that will always be comprehensive of her issues and her disability. Like, all that stuff could apply as well when it becomes inverted. Like, they only have one fantasy. Someone supportive, someone loving. It's literally the same, added only with the fact that there's a disability to it. But you won't see many people deconstructing that shit or just like flaming it like, oh, they just want slaves, they just want this. Like, you won't see that shit. Why? Because no one is stupid enough to fucking post something like that. But when it's a guy, when the word is man, guy, boy, or men, it's easier to start flaming. Why? Because no one gives a shit about our reactions or how we take it. Nowadays, no one gives a shit.
Helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you?
Well, it depends on
and
people.
Falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant.
I want that.
Be gone, vile misogynist.
A woman to save me
Is that
from a
what is
9 to 5.
occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World.
Wow.
It is a mango? Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong.
Yep.
It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health. But that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it.
Yeah, that's what they
The ones with
focus
pure
on.
mind and pure soul get it. But these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get
Semen
it. But not
demons.
all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me.
Oh yeah.
They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you. A sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert.
Yeah.
Least obvious pick-me.
Obviously.
Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racists? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the main—
Go back to what point? Where? Go back where? Scooch-on. Who the fuck is Scooch-on?
full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert. Least obvious pick-me. Me.
Oh, this thing. This thing. Scooch-on BT. Oh, she's a VTuber. I said this thing. I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm not. I don't give a fuck, right? But I didn't mean to call you a thing. I didn't know you were a VTuber, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not really sorry, but like, I like, she's a pretty large VTuber. Okay, good for her, bro. Good for her. I didn't know. I just don't know who she is. I thought she was just like one of those like people who just put an anime profile and they just like retweet and have like this big following just for having like Kita and all those other people and stuff like that. I didn't know she was a VTuber until I saw the VT. I was like, oh fuck, I called her a thing. That does not look good on me. Listen, I do not mean anything bad by it. I did not know you were a VTuber. I am very glad you worked hard for what you have, and I hope you keep doing good. I really do. I didn't know she smashed people on this, though. Well, good for her. This is what I mean when having common sense is a boon, but it's also a curse because people don't have common sense and they reply with stupid shit like this.
Pick me, please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racists? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization.
Yep.
You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles.
It's kind of the same for males.
Of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR Longhouse. But apparently, even being anonymous online does not save them, because they still get doxxed for simply not hating.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, fuck, bro. That hurt my soul. That hurt my soul, bro. That fucking broke my heart. I fucking detest the being, the animal, the fucking Neanderthal who did that to her. Oh my God, you are an amazing person to put this here. Kitsu, I when I read that post, like literally my heart dropped to my stomach. I was like, please not her. Like, please, like, why her? Like, she's literally my Oshi. She's literally, like, I look up so much to her. Like, I look up to her, like, so much. I've had her as a guest, like, literally. You know, like, I just, it's not hero worshipping, because I really don't hero worship. It's the fact that I admire the way she does things. She's just so unafraid, and I love that. I try not to copy, but to be able to follow a path that she does and that she paves for others. because I feel like that's an adequate path. And despite that, I'm not gonna say I agree with everything she tweets out, because I don't. It's obvious that, like, I'm not gonna agree with everything she tweets out, but that doesn't mean I will stop looking up to her. That does not mean that. If anything, it just means that, okay, she is flawed and she has flaws, and that's what makes her even more approachable and more human for me. The fact that I can disagree with her on shit makes me look up to her even more, because it's literally proof that she's not perfect. And I like that. I don't like VTubers or any other social media star who portrays themselves as this happy duty, like completely flawless person who just has the best for his community in mind. I hate that. I look at it and I'm thinking, bro, you have something wrong with you. Like, there is something wrong with you. I hate talking like that, but the people who smile the brightest are the people who hide something, like, deep down. You can be happy with no burdens, but true happiness nowadays is really hard to obtain.
Men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you.
Dick me. Oh, it's pick me. I thought.
Also,
wait.
Thank you.
I thought this said number 1, dick me. I really did think it says that. It says pick me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Shoe. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years
and me towards
saying
men.
some like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place, and like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism like anyone else. But there is something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so
Kids are we can't have nice things. Oh my god, Saints.
You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy.
It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it, this anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams.
Marxist propaganda.
Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda.
How do you get
Every piece
that?
of media that makes you feel empathy
How do you
is
correlate
communism.
Marxism?
Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off.
Yes.
You are unwell.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded.
My
She's
friend.
not retarded. She has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip. And this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these like I hate white people women always have white boyfriends.
Oh yeah. This is the same in my country. All the white Mexicans avoid dark-skinned Mexicans because they feel like they belong to some Eastern European like lineage, or like they're this fucking foreign American white goddess supermodel for Victoria's Secret, and they avoid. I've seen it happen. Like the self-hatred for their own country is very insane, to the point that they literally will avoid anyone who's like of a darker skin tone than them. It's insane. And their boyfriends have to be this taller, wider, like light brown hair, dark hair. Like they have to look like this fucking One Direction boy band model just to approach her. Rare is it that I see one of those with a darker skinned boyfriend. It's really, really rare. And it's really, really sad too. Because it just proves to show like how much shallowness has taken over the minds of many people.
All these I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks.
Yeah.
My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay.
Fellas, is it simping to love a woman?
Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad.
Fellas, is it beta to love a woman?
This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit,
What
to
the
be honest.
fuck, bro?
Fellas, is it gay to love a woman?
What no pussy does to a mother.
Yeah, this is what's funny. Because like I said again, it goes both ways. It's not just women, it's also guys who do this type of stupid shit. Why? Because the people who type this shit is people who have no pussy in their life. They have not had any female interaction at all. And the only media they've consumed is that shitty Andrew fucking Tate, Giga Chad, alpha male mewing fucking brain rot shit that's always being spewed on TikTok. That's literally that. Don't simp for women. Oh, I'm a Giga Chad. Don't open doors for women. Oh, I'm a Giga Chad. It's like literally, again, common sense leaves people. And it goes both ways. It really does goes both ways. If someone tweets like this, talks like this, it's because they've consumed a certain type of mentality in a circle where this is just echoed and echoed and echoed. And for guys, it happens. For guys, for women, it's some instances of feminism. For men, it's the stupid Chad mentality. You're gay for liking this. You're uncool for doing this. You'll never get bitches when you think like this. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. It literally eliminates all sense of common reason from your mind to the point that you look at it and you think, bro, I wish you never reproduce.
Motherfucker.
Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker, and it's far worse.
Oh, yeah.
The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something.
It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no
I want to go on a
princesses
crusade.
to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite
And the
lift
Chad
herself.
mentality kicks
There's
in.
that jar of tomato
You don't want to
sauce
help.
your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the princess and the dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show
I'm trying
that
to
love.
win the dragon.
In a
Okay,
world
donkey.
where men
Calm
expressing
down.
themselves is either seen as toxic or gay.
Yeah.
And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men
Depends.
love solving problems.
Yeah.
And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth.
Yes.
They are desperately looking for
What
a
I said.
purpose in
Yep,
life.
what I said.
So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this.
Yes.
A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results.
Because
They're
nowadays it doesn't
lost.
work.
What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return.
Yep.
Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship That is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold.
Oh, yeah.
They've been told they need to be.
Oh, yeah.
The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences. Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel.
She is not useless, yeah. She's
in
not
fact, in the
incompetent.
movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays.
Yep.
So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make,
it's not really a biological
9 to 5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So
Fucking
that was
Shoe.
that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe0nHead. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make
I just
want to
be comfortable in life.
Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video.
Thank you, Shoe. That was great. I want to give this shit a like. I'm subbed to her, so it doesn't fucking matter. Based, I know she is. She's incredible. I loved this video. I knew immediately, like, half of the shit she deconstructs is shit that I'm already aware of based on that tweet. I'm not saying, oh, me and her think alike, we're so alike. No. The futa part, oh. I mean, there are people with weird kinks out there. Like, who are we to judge them? And, like, I mean, you can have your kinks. But like she said, it is between you and God. Yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying, oh, me and her think alike. And like, no, it's not like that. It's the fact that most of the things I can deconstruct, she does so as well because she does not lack common sense. Most people do lack common sense. Therefore, they dig too deep into something that shouldn't be dug too deep into. And they make it a fucking forest fire. They turn a campfire into a forest fire. And I like the fact that she actually calls that forest fire as best as she can, despite getting the hate that she does sometimes for doing it. Why? Because she's not the same as other females in like this current like jerk circle group that have a certain output on life or outlook, honestly. Her outlook is very different. It's very different. I'm not saying she's like, oh, all for only men, because that's not the point. That's not the case either. I'm just in my own headspace. Like for me, it's like I know both genders and sexes have like terrible points of views on certain things, but at the same time, those are marginalized like instances. The only reason we watch them and we look at them and they're frequent is because it's always pushed on the forefront, because that's what sells, because people and humans are morbid creatures and we like seeing shit that happens that's sometimes not good. It is what it is. We're just curious to see the bad. We see the good and we just scroll past it. Like, we don't care. We see big tits, we stay. We see kids being helped by another, we just scroll past it. We see a car wreck, we stay, we see. That's just how our minds are hardwired, because through how shit has progressed in media, action movies, anime, cartoons, whatever, violence became just something that some people got desensitized and most people started getting desensitized over it. But yeah. This was the Shoe0nHead video. I loved her take again. These were many takes I did when the tweet first hit. And I completely agree on most of her points. In fact, almost all of them, except the male biological clock. That shit I do not agree on, because not everyone is of the same mentality. It doesn't hit for everyone equally, of course. Like, I am aware that does not hit mentally for everyone.